videos. It's me, Savvy. And so this year for Halloween, I am still gonna do my makeup Halloween series-ish thing, the 31 days of Halloween. So this is the first video. I'm doing a Maleficent makeup look. And I got this book. So instead of the scary stories to tell in the dark this year, I got this book called The Killer Book of True Crime. It's by Tom Philbin and Michael Philbin. And so I thought it'd be fun to just read a couple, chapters in each time that I do these makeup looks. So the first chapter in it is called Make My Day, and it's about robberies that happened. It's a true crime book, so, that actually happened. So it says, a notable quotation. It's where the money is. Bank robber Willie Sutton, when asked why he exclusively robbed banks. This is Make My Day law. Burglars intent on home invasion take over a house when occupants are home should probably think twice before doing it in the state of Colorado. In 1985, Colorado passed the controversial Make My Day law, which states citizens of Colorado had the right to expect absolute safety with their own homes, and that homeowner and occupants is justified by using any degree of physical force, including deadly physical force, on an intruder. If an intruder has made an unlawfully entry into the dwelling and the occupant feels and physically threatened. In July 2006, a man in Aura, Illinois, who had been burglarized 7 times before he used his 12-gauge shotgun to kill the intruder, had pushed an air conditioner to gain access in the attendant victim's story in a one-story bungalow. At the time this book is writing, the Make My Day law was cited, but the outcome was pending. So whenever this book that was made, then the Make My Day law, I don't know if it's still a law. I don't know if it says when the print date of this book was. But yeah, that's pretty crazy, right? Like, somebody just in Colorado can just kill you if you intrude. This one says, a very dangerous little boy. In South Bend, Indiana, in 2002, an 11-year-old boy and his grandmother were alone in their home when someone came to the door. The grandmother knew the man was a drug dealer, but he was also a friend of the daughter, who was in jail on drug charges. Against her better judgment, and in trying to be civil with her daughter's friend, the grandmother allowed the man into her home. While the man intently acted friendly and appeared concerned about the imprisoned daughter's well-being, the man's demeanor changed radically after a few minutes. Knowing there were guns in the house, the man pulled out the carpet cutter and held it to the grandmother's throat, demanding to know where the guns were. The young boy ran from the room upstairs in the gun cabinet and grabbed a shotgun loaded Spanish Llama 45 automatic. The boy's father had died 3 years earlier of a heart attack, and when the drug dealer didn't know that, by that time the boy was 8 years old. The boy's father had taught his son all about guns and shooting. The boy came down the stairs, threw the shotgun on the floor, distracting the man, and then the boy assumed a two-handed, straight-armed combat position known as the isolated stance. The drug dealer tried to swing the grandmother around for more protection, but it was too late. The boy saw the man exposed side, fired off a round, hitting him severely in the upper chest. The drug dealer managed to run out the door, but he collapsed and died. In the alleyway, about 40 yards from the house, the child expertise, the fast action had certainly saved his grandmother's life. In the court ruling, the incident came out as no surprise. Justifiable homicide. Did not know that was a thing. So apparently, depending on the situation, but if that's in the situation, then if you guys know about Gypsy Rose, then why isn't hers considered justifiable homicide when she was abused as a kid? I don't understand why that wouldn't be considered it. But pretty crazy. This one says, so this one is the most prolific burglar. Bernard C. Welch Jr. may be arguably the most prolific burglar of all time. This 40-year-old man, whom cops nicknamed the Standard Time Burglar, because he liked to work in winter when the nights were longer, packed 3,300 burglaries into his lifetime, and he also committed 3 gunpoint R-words and 1 murder. Most of the time, Welch, who later took on the name Norm Hamilton, lived an ordinary life in Great Falls, Virginia, and worked a collectibles dealer, a great job thief, but eventually the police sniffed him out after arresting him. When they searched Welch's house, the police found an astonishing 13,000 stolen items in the basement worth approximately $7 million, which took the police 6 days to look at the inventory. He also found and searched there were 2 smugglers, and the Welch is used to melt down gold and silver. In 1981, Welch was sentenced in 9 cognitive lifetime terms, but it wasn't the burglaries that earned him and be a heavy sentence. One night, while Welch was robbing in the house, Washington, D.C., the homeowner's Michael Halberstam, 40 years old brother, famous writer David, started Welch. Welch panicked and shot him dead. Welch was on the 4th year of his long sentence when he escaped from prison, but he was recaptured. An interesting side note of Welch's burglaries is the fact that after he was captured, thousands of victims came forward attempting to reclaim their stolen property. Yeah, I mean, I would do that too. I'd be like, hey, yo, you stole my stuff. I want my stuff back. This one says, how desperate for cash are some drug addicts? Tom Philbin, which is the person that wrote this book, have a friend, let's call her Jenny White, who spent 3 years in a women's institution in Farmington for burglary. She gave me a good idea of how desperate drug addicts can be. I was involved, she said, in 87 burglaries, and many of them took place in broad daylight while people were at home. In Massachusetts, that goes for plain burglary and home invasions. There is a much heavier time involved, but we didn't give an F. Getting money on things we could fence was all that matters. Let me put it this way. On one or more occasion, we took the snake into a house while people were in the backyard having a cookout, and me and this guy Mikey went through the front door and hit the pocketbooks in the living room. At any moment, someone could have walked in, but we didn't have any intention of hurting one. But you never know. Dun, dun, dun. That's scary. So if you have a snake that randomly shows up in your house, it could be a sign of a burglary, I guess, is the moral of that story. But yeah, so this book is just interesting. That is what I am going to be, as I said, reading to you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. I usually just make random videos. And also, if you hear the music in the background, I am letting my baby, he's watching Dancing Fruit. So if you hear the little music in the background, that's what that is. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and like this look. Bye, guys.